I come from poverty. It is what it is. I had a very rich childhood in all ways except financially. Christmas was something we saved for all year, and we would get one thing to wear, one book, and one fun item. My husband, on the other hand, comes from a family that grossed $300,000 a year. For them, Christmas was always a massive display. Each kid easily had $2,000 or more in gifts under the tree. My husband and I started dating 5 years ago and have been married for 2.5 years. We've clawed our way up in life. He was not given any financial help as an adult, and this year is the first time we can afford to spend a decent amount of money on Christmas. He has been wanting a guitar for some time. He has never played, but he's expressed interest so many times. Financially, we just couldn't swing it until now. I did a lot of research, and from what I found, beginner guitars start around $150 and go all the way up to $5,000 or more for high-end models. I agonized over what to choose. I even told him to cut the budget for my gift so I could surprise him with something really special, or so I thought. My original budget was $500, but I really wanted to go big. In the end, I spent around $900 on the guitar, plus about $200 on accessories. Being able to spend that much is just unfathomable for someone who grew up poor. But I did it because he deserves it. We finally have the means, and I was beyond excited to see his face light up. Christmas morning comes, and we wait to open the gifts under the tree until his family arrives. By this point, I'm practically giddy with excitement. When it's time for couple gifts, I bring out the guitar case from its hiding spot. He's so excited as he opens it, revealing the guitar. And then, "Oh, thanks, babe. Never heard of this brand." Not the overwhelming joy I was hoping for, but it's not about me, right? His brother chimes in, "Ah, it's nice. A decent cheapy one to start with." Then his dad, who used to play in his 20s, says the brand is known for its lower-end models. He adds that they'd be happy to chip in for a nice one next year if my husband sticks with it. I have never felt such a punch to the gut. I assume I'm overthinking, as I often do, but I'm still so devastated by those 10 seconds. I can't even fully put into words why it hurts so much. It felt like I was 9 years old again, trying to be excited about my new Aeropostale hoodie while my friend got a MacBook and a Disney trip for Christmas. I think those comments affected how my husband sees the guitar too because he hasn't touched it since, despite wanting one for years. I guess I just needed to vent. I feel so small, and I had to get it out. Relevant comments. Commenter: I'm wondering if maybe your husband had a specific brand of guitar in mind that he wanted, and that's why he reacted that way? Not sure if that'll help you feel better, but that was my first thought. OP, I don't think he did. He's usually pretty forward with things and has never mentioned a specific brand. He's not super knowledgeable about any of it. My dad said the brand is a common enough brand. I know his brother has a Les Paul though, so by comparison, it definitely pales if he is only familiar with the very high-end names. What brand did you get? OP, it's a Guild 250E. The person I spoke to at the music shop, Canada, said it was a very good choice. He talked me out of the 2 other options and reassured me of the quality and longevity. I was actually quite shocked my husband didn't know the brand, even as a non-musician. Commenter: do you know the preceding letter for the 250E model? Guild has an interesting history of ownership, having once been owned by Fender and now owned by Yamaha. They make some very good guitars across a wide price range. You got him a nice guitar, up. OP, sorry, yes, F250E. Blonde Jumbo. Not sure if that makes a difference. Commenter: considering Guild has the F55E that retails at $4,600, their family saying it's a cheaper guitar brand is extra rich. You got the right guitar. It's a nice price range from a trusted brand. The family is trash. Your husband probably isn't sure what guitar he wants. I'd take him to the music store and have him try out some models. Worst comes to worst, you keep the Guild. Commenter: how does he normally handle the class difference in your relationship? OP, he honestly never mentions it. It hasn't been a huge hurdle. We did struggle to meet in the middle when it came to what is essential versus what are just wants. Both of us had skewed ideas of that. But I think he had to rough it enough at 21 to 26 to be based in reality 90% of the time. Christmas just seems to be the exception. Commenter: sounds like you're actually devastated about your husband's reaction to the gift, not his family's reaction. OP, I think you're right. I was expecting him to be so excited, and then it just didn't really happen like that in the end. This guitar had been a passing conversation for years. My little sister was also very excited and helped me pick it out, so I think I also felt crushed for her too. Commenter: you cut the budget from your own present, and he agreed? That's brutal. You need to think long and hard about potential children being exposed to this toxic materialistic mentality. Regardless of income, those comments were disgusting, but they seem set in their ways. OP, I still think he spent way over budget on me, so I don't know if he actually agreed. I'll give him that. He knows I stress about money endlessly, so I'm assuming he just agreed to make me feel better about wanting to spend more. What did he get for your presents? OP, he honestly did. He was very thoughtful. He got me a purse I've been wanting for a hot minute, and quite a few other things he took note of over the past few months. He definitely went over the new budget. Not the same price, but I really and truly am not a gift person, so the thought is 100 times more important to me. Commenter, just an assumption, but even when he had to rough it, he always had his family to fall back on? As in, he wouldn't be homeless or anything? That gives a very different mentality to someone who does have to genuinely fear homelessness. Honestly, I think spending your childhood and many teen years in financial comfort is going to have a much larger effect on someone's values than a few years of scrimping and saving as a young adult. OP, yeah, I suppose our idea of roughing it definitely differed. There has always been the safety net. He was pretty good about not using it and holding his own, but it was definitely still there. OP expands. He got a taste of normal life because they didn't give him money to start out. He had to get his crappy minimum wage job like the rest of us, save, and work up from there. Our collision of worlds has actually been good because he reminds me I deserve new jeans when mine have holes, and I remind him he doesn't need a new pair of jeans every week. It's only really when we're with them that he reverts back to this. Commenter, I can't help but mention I came from a household where my parents grossed a bit more than you mentioned, and Christmas was never $2,000 plus per child. That level of gift-giving sounds excessive for reasons beyond income. What you got would have been a special gift by my or my family's understanding. OP, it's completely infuriating to watch. The first year actually made me so mad. To remember my parents scraping dimes together just to get me a book, and then to watch two grown men completely surrounded by their new consoles, an entire new wardrobe, and so many things. I cried wondering what I'd gotten myself into. His mom went so overboard on me as well, and I can't even explain the guilt I felt. Commenter, will he stand up for you in disagreements with his family about where to live, how to raise your children, or snide remarks from family members? If he doesn't have your back now, he never will. OP, yes, in other ways, he definitely does. His parents disagree with many things we're doing with our daughter, namely, getting 99% of things secondhand, aside from the car seat and mattress, and letting her get dirty, the horror. He is usually quick to tell them, my kid, my rules. This was not typical behavior, which made it sting a little bit more, I think. Update, 1 day later. I spoke with him this morning, trying to be very calm. I'm not confrontational by nature, so I put my anger aside and went into it with patience and grace. I asked if he was upset about the guitar, either the brand choice, the appearance, or something else. I told him my feelings were hurt when his family made comments, even if unintentionally, that made it seem like I chose a child starter instrument or something. I explained that I'd put a lot of thought and research into the build, the color, everything, to make sure his first experience with a guitar was very positive. He was shocked to hear that I'd been thinking about it that way. He didn't think twice about what his family said. He apologized for their reaction and explained that his comment about the brand was nothing more than what it seemed. He'd never heard of the brand, that's all. He said he loved it and was just caught up in the craziness of Christmas, which is why he hadn't played it yet. It eased my mind a lot. I guess I'm just used to over-the-top reactions in my family. I think I'm still disappointed after a month's worth of excitement building was slashed pretty quickly, but at the end of the day, knowing he likes it makes their opinion mean a lot less.